Comic-Con isn't just fun, it's all about business as well. Pat Pattison is joining us this morning on more about the licensing and merchandising of Comic-Con. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And you know a thing
here.
or two about this.
I do. I've been doing it for a lot of years.
You just handed me this. This is the original script from Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, yep.
Tell me its history.
Disguised as a Boy Scout manual.
It's disguised as a Boy Scout manual. Let me hold this thing up. Tell me about this thing.
Well, they sent that. New Line Cinema was doing the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So they would send that to me. We would read it. Our toy designers would then come up with product based on these characters as footage was being sent to us. Because one of the challenges in manufacturing toys is it takes so bloody long.
Yeah. And you don't have that long.
You don't have
You're
that
under
long.
the gun.
Yeah, so you got to hit it when the movie is hot or you're done.
And you got your start in this business with Jack in the Box. Tell us what
I was part of the team that some years ago, Chai Day had the idea of bringing the Jack in the Box character back, so I spent a lot of time down here in San Diego at Jack in the Box. It was called Food Maker then.
Right.
And we designed the antenna ball that is ubiquitous now. One of the longest running fast food programs in history.
Incredibly successful.
Yeah.
And then Mickey, also an antenna.
I took that design to the folks at Disney.
Yeah.
Showed them how that would be the perfect shape for a Mickey Mouse head, and then we added hats and all sorts of
And
good
some of your
stuff.
other successes, obviously we mentioned Lord of the Rings. There's also Star Wars behind us here as well. So connect that to what's going on this week for all the, not just fans coming down, but the fans with a plan.
Well, like I said, it's the Paris runway show of all things geeky.
Exactly.
So the studios are bringing people down. They're bringing down the stars. 130,000 people will show up. And basically, it's a petri dish of what's going to happen worldwide. So you've got this very concentrated focus group. The studios will see what works, what doesn't work. They'll take it back up to Hollywood and they'll make their plans as to what they should manufacture and license, because this is all about licensing. And then that'll be added revenue to the box office.
And many of these people, many of these fans that are here, are thinking the whole time, how can I make money out of this?
They might be store owners, they might be comic book store owners, there might be collectibles. There are people that take and buy these things and put them in a storage locker and hope in 20 years it's going to pay for their kids' college tuition. So yeah, there's a big dynamic, and it's funny. The main thing that changed all this is about 1977, a movie called Star Wars came out. And suddenly, what was initially a very kind of niche market went mainstream. So the studios see these franchises, Spider-Man, Superman, as really part of their necessary income. And
we're talking about billions and billions of dollars to our economy.
Billions of dollars. That's why Warner Brothers bought DC Comics and Disney bought Marvel. It's because they had this list of characters now that they could pluck out and make huge franchises like Iron Man. Are
there some things in the fire right now that you can talk about as far as what's going on right now?
Well, I know Guardians of the Galaxy is a big one. Flash is coming down. I'll be curious to see, like everybody else, all the stuff that is going to be exposed next week.
Yeah, I mean, some of them, like Game of Thrones, that's already taken care of. You can't jump in there, right? That's old hat.
Yeah. Well, and the other part of this is, even though this is kind of what you can see and hold, probably the bigger piece for the studio are all the electronic toys. So it's the video games, it's the things that you don't quite think of as being a toy, but they really are something that a young person is involved in.
It's funny because most San Diegans, when it comes, Comic-Con comes, it's just the spectacle, but you don't really understand the business behind it so much.
You see everybody in costume and you think it's kind of a, edgy, marginal thing, but no, it's big business.
Now you live in Los Angeles?
I live in Los Angeles, yeah.
What will you be doing through Comic-Con?
Well, it'll just be really talking to people, seeing people, kind of getting a pulse from what's going on, seeing how I can apply it to marketing, which is what I do in the television industry. So
San Diego does not want to lose this convention.
It's a big convention. It started with 100 people in 1970 at the U.S. Grant downtown, the hotel. 100 people.
And now how many?
130,000.
130,000.
Amazing.
Pat Pattison, thank you so much for coming and sharing.
David.
We
Glad
appreciate it.